One of the programs I know that you and your company have been involved in is the Avixa grant program, which brings in young students to work on, in your company and spend, I believe it's about 3 months, kind of getting to know the business. Why did you guys, get involved in that in the first place, and what do you think having some of those students has brought to your company?
It's an amazing program, and we've seen. I think we've had 3 participants come through the program, and it's a benefit to both parties involved, both the student and us. And I've watched people come through the program and really grow, really learn. They're obviously new to the industry, but they're like sponges. They love what they're learning, and we get to give a different perspective during their time through the program. So it's not just go work in the field and help clean up. It's work a little bit with install, work a little bit with project management, work a little bit with programming, with sales. So we try to give the full view of the person coming through, and it helps us because at the time when the program's over, and our intent is to go full time with the person, you're not starting from scratch at that point. You bring on a full-time employee, they know everything about our company from every job role, and it's really a plus. So we've seen a lot of benefit from it, and we're going to continue to stay in the program.
Okay, and in your role as a senior VP, are you more involved with recruiting and retaining employees and things like that? Is that becoming a more important part of your job?
That is a huge part of not just my job, but we have a human resources department that we work with, and she pretty much tries to get that talent in. And that's one thing we talk about a lot here is how do you create that bench? How do you create that continuous influx of good employees? And it's not just their technical ability, it's their culture and how they fit into the group, because as an employee-owned company, that changes a lot. And it's really important that the person that we bring on is a good fit. I can hire plenty of smart people, but if they can't work with the group, that doesn't do us much good. So that's always a hot topic.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I've found in writing a lot about this topic is that a lot of high school and even some college kids don't know what AV is, and that you have to explain to them, what the career would mean, what a career would mean in that field. Do you find the same thing when you're trying to attract young people to come and work for you guys even for a summer?
Definitely. It's not we don't necessarily lead with the word AV anymore, because everybody that's a lot younger than I am, it's an IT background, and that's what we seek out, because we can bring in. I mean, let's face it, all the technology we work with right now rides on the network, and if you've got the network piece down, the rest of it we can teach pretty easy. So we lead with the IT part, and then through Avixa and different programs, we start building that technical ability.
Okay, and certainly, when you're talking about millennials, there's certain stereotypes that come along with that, and I've found that a lot of them are just stereotypes and not necessarily true. That that they job hop, that they need this, need that. Have you found that that there are people in that age group that, I mean, some obviously would fit into that stereotype, but there are certainly others that break the mold and aren't that way?
I think it is more of a stereotype. There's plenty of people at Unified that fit that category of millennial, and I love having conversations with them, because when I'm talking to somebody that was born after I started working, it's different for me. But we are very strong on the culture that we build, and it is I would say a stereotype that millennials do job hop, but the culture that we've built at this company definitely prevents that. I won't say it stops it completely, but a lot of people will choose Unified for the culture over $1 more an hour somewhere. The one thing I'd like to say is that this industry is growing so fast, and the technology is changing so fast, and it's a great career. I know it's not AV and IT is not a typical subject at any college, but systems are. So I think it's a great career. There's a lot to gain from it, and there's a lot to learn. And if you pick the right company, it's the sky's the limit, and that's couldn't be happier.
And are you finding it easier or harder to recruit young people to come and work for you, or even to get people who have been in the industry to continue and stay in it?
I'll never call it easy. Recruiting, I don't think, is ever going to be easy, but it's the story that's behind the company that sells that recruiting effort. It's the story of the employee-owned company. It's the story of what we have to offer. It's the story of the culture, that how we work, and it's not silos. It's a group team effort that's very collaborative, and that's what sells our recruiting efforts more than anything. That sells more than money, and that's what excites me. You can tell I get pretty excited about that.